It is hard for Asians to be represented authentically in mainstream media. Strides are only recently being made in South Asian representation in Hollywood and American shows. However, you would think it is safe to believe that they are being represented well in the film industries of their own countries. After all, they are the majority in their own nations. Well, welcome to South India. Film industries here fail to cater to their own majority, specifically their women. Day by day, it is becoming harder to see an actual South Indian woman play a pivotal role in a South Indian film. Why is that, you ask? The answer reduces to India's long-standing obsession with being fair-skinned. South Indian cinema consists of 4 distinct film industries and 5 if we were to include Tulu cinema. Although the trend of South Indian actresses being underrepresented applies to all of these industries to some extent, this video will focus mainly on Kollywood, which produces Tamil films, and Tollywood, which produces Telugu films. Although many exceptions within South India's diverse population exist, most South Indians are dark-skinned. And along with many dark-skinned individuals from other parts of India, they are shamed for their dark skin tone by the Indian society. They are considered unattractive and are often pressured to even harm their skin to look fairer by bleaching their skin or using skin lightening products that contain toxic ingredients. Dark-skinned women are considered unsuitable for marriage and are expected to pay more dowry to their in-laws due to their supposed lack of beauty compared to their light-skinned counterparts. The Indian media feels the need to fit these societal standards and has significantly contributed to strengthening this bias towards fair-skinned individuals.
It's all about how media portrays the skin color of a heroine or hero. They try to make them look really fair, and we as a youth want to look like that because we consider that, okay, this is shown as attractive, so we consider that as a standard and go by that.
South Indian film industries are no stranger to this trend. Several South Indian actresses have spoken up about being discriminated against for their skin tone while auditioning for films.
My color, my complexion, the way I look, my personality. Maybe even I didn't know how to dress like the super actresses, like all the way from north or from other parts of India. Maybe they didn't take me because I was talking in Tamil. Tamil pesuringla? Rejected. So it happens like that in our Tamil film industry. So I had to face so many criticisms for my looks, for my color, for my personality, the way I didn't carry myself really well.
To uphold its fair-skinned bias, South Indian film industries have resorted to mostly casting fair-skinned actresses from the north. And when I use the word North Indian throughout this video, keep in mind that I'm actually referring to Indians from a group of regions outside of South India, most of which constitute North India. Many popular actresses in Tamil and Telugu films are North Indians or fair-skinned South Indians. In fact, Tamanna Bhatia, an extremely successful Sindhi actress, is popularly known as Milk Beauty in the Tamil and Telugu film industries for her white complexion. Amy Jackson is a British actress known for her work, that is her complexion, in the Tamil film industry. As a Tamilian myself, I feel offended when I watch her movies as she's often seen appropriating Tamil culture in her films. Possibly the most offensive scene I've seen of her comes from the Tamil movie I, released in 2015. In this movie, Jackson plays the role of Dia, a model who does TV commercials. While endorsing a fairness cream, she practices brown fishing. That is, she's made to look darker than she really is to resemble a Tamilian and to show the results of the fairness cream. This scene went almost entirely unnoticed by viewers. Many actresses, including the ones from South India, have also changed their light skin tone to be darker. On the other hand, dark-skinned South Indian women are often given small roles to play in films solely because of their complexion. They are mocked for their skin tone in the name of comedy.
Hey, Blackie!
Now you might be wondering whether South Indian actors are also victims of this light skin bias. The complexions of most in the list of top paid actors in Tamil and Telugu cinema surprisingly says no. Even popular actors who are not from South India, like Rajinikanth, aren't necessarily light-skinned. Here is a list of top paid actresses in Tamil and Telugu cinema for comparison. The fact that actors, irrespective of their skin tone, are often paired opposite to light-skinned North Indian women in Tamil and Telugu movies shows that men are judged based on their acting talent, while women are just expected to look attractive on screen. British actress Amy Jackson literally plays the role of a beautiful robot opposite dark-skinned actor Rajinikanth in the Tamil movie 2.0. This trend is easier to see when the storylines of most of these films are further analysed. Stories of several Tamil and Telugu films are made so that actresses, whether fair-skinned or not, don't get enough screen time. In almost all of them, women only appear for a song or two and play the love interest of the male lead. Take the Tamil movie Thuppakki, released in 2012. It stars Vijay, an extremely popular actor in the Tamil film industry, and Kajal Agarwal, a Punjabi actress who's also very well known for her work in the industry. Vijay plays the role of Jagadish, an intelligence officer in the Indian Army. The movie opens with Jagadish returning to Mumbai from Kashmir. Upon arriving, his parents force him to meet Nisha, a girl they chose for him to be married to, played by Kajal Agarwal. After meeting her, Jagadish refuses to marry her, complaining that Nisha is old-fashioned. But later, instantly falls in love with her when he notices her in a boxing match and realizes that she is a progressive university-level boxer. Nisha starts liking Jagadish too after her friend hints that Jagadish is good-looking and earns good money. The rest of the film revolves around Jagadish trying to track down, destroy, and deactivate a sleeper cell after witnessing and barely escaping a bomb blast executed by the cell. Kajal Agarwal is sprinkled throughout the film in romantic songs and reappears in the last scene to remind the audience of her presence in the film. Thuppakki has a running time of around 169 minutes. Without considering the songs that Kajal Agarwal is a part of, she only appears in the film for around 36 minutes. This film was a commercial success, grossing over $14 million and was also remade in other Indian languages, including Hindi. While it may have portrayed the story of an Indian army officer well to some extent, Jagadish and Nisha's relationship felt extremely forced into the plot. The amount of movies like Thuppakki that focus on the male lead and do very well in the box office is so high that low screen time for heroines is almost never questioned and is considered the norm in South India. In their negligible screen time, heroines in Tamil and Telugu movies, including the ones from South India, always play a stock character of a girl who is naive, bubbly, unintelligent but attractive, comparable to the dumb blonde stereotypes in Hollywood. This stock character has actually been given a name called Loosu Ponnu in Tamil and Pichi Pilla in Telugu, which translates to crazy girl. Kajal Agarwal embodied this character when Nisha was easily convinced that she liked Jagadish when her friend hinted that he was good looking and wealthy. According to National Award-winning critic Bharadwaj Rangan, the Loosu Ponnu trope emerged in an era where Tamil filmmakers began to get North Indian heroines who didn't speak a word of Tamil. They wouldn't move their lips according to the lines they were supposed to be speaking and would be later filled in by a dubbing artist. Their emotional reactions would be a bit off, and all of this ended up making them look like mad people. Possibly the best example of the Loosu Ponnu trope is seen in the Tamil movie Remo, released in 2016. It stars Keerthi Suresh, a top-paid actress from South India, as the female lead, that is, the crazy girl. She plays a doctor in the movie and is close friends with a female nurse who's also her co-worker. Throughout her friendship with the nurse, she never realizes that the nurse was actually the male lead, played by Tamil actor Sivakarthikeyan, who was pretending to be a female nurse to spend time with her and win her heart. The nurse drops so many obvious hints about this throughout the film, but Keerthi Suresh's character is made to be so dumb that she doesn't recognize any of it, despite meeting the nurse every day. While working with this nurse, she even starts to see the actual character of the male lead who plays the nurse and still doesn't recognize anything. When there is a woman who has made it big in the industry, they are given titles like Lady Superstar, while the titles for men don't say Male Superstar, indicating that the default gender attributed with the term superstar is male. Since women are being chosen for films based on their attractiveness and not on their ability to act, their acting careers have a fast expiry date compared to that of men. As women grow older, they get fewer lead roles in films due to the supposed decrease in their beauty that comes with age. They are often seen playing the roles of mothers or older women. Men, on the other hand, keep having younger women play their love interests. This is a trend not just visible in Tamil and Telugu films, but in all Indian films. The same men act in films throughout the ages and witness the evolution of cinema technology, while their female co-stars who started with them are not as relevant anymore. This has resulted in a strange age gap between actors and actresses, which is frankly uncomfortable to see. In the Hindi movies Zero and Rais, released in 2018 and 2017 respectively, actress Sheba Chadda is seen playing lead actor Shah Rukh Khan's mother. In reality, Shah Rukh Khan is 6 years older than her. Take a look at the opposite happening in the Tamil movie 2.0 released in 2018. It stars the now 70-year-old Rajinikanth opposite the now 29-year-old Amy Jackson, who plays Rajinikanth's love interest in the film. All of this shows a clear need for better representation of Indian actresses, specifically actresses from South India, in Indian film industries. Movies don't always have to depict reality, but they shouldn't create a false reality for people to live in by setting unrealistic beauty standards.